his ability to use those consistently. All right, so here we go. On to the finals. On your left, Adam Boyd. We were talking earlier, Blue-White Blade versus John Schwandt, Blue-White Tokens. 2 Blue-White decks, one a little smaller, one a little faster, but certainly some similar elements within each.
Definitely. We're going to have a Moorland Haunt mirror match here. And it'll be interesting. If the game goes long, which player has the advantage, do you think?
If the game goes long, Adam Boyd definitely has the advantage, I think. I think he's got the tools for the longer game. I think he has, Snapcaster mages hiding around. He's got bunch of really good engines. He has the swords too, which can be relevant in a longer game, although I don't think they're great in this matchup in general. But I really feel like John Schwandt has the advantage here. He's a little smaller. He can kind of tempo out Adam Boyd. Starts here.
Definitely. I mean, even something like the Grand Abolisher, while it doesn't do a lot, maybe shutting off a mana leak for a turn is going to be all it takes, or a Spellskite for a turn. Actually, shutting off Spellskite's very big because he has 3 Angelic Destiny in his deck.
Yeah, you cannot. I do not recommend casting Angelic Destiny when a Spellskite is on the battlefield.
That would be very painful.
Unless you want your opponent to have a 4/6 or 4/8 Spellskite.
I don't think I've ever seen a 4/8 Spellskite.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of 2/6 Spellskites.
Yep, many 2/6 Spellskites.
I guess if you batter skull up a Spellskite.
Okay.
I think I've seen that actually happen before, so there you go.
We won't see that in this match. No Batter Skulls.
No Batter Skulls. Although that was a card we saw quite a bit of this weekend. A lot of decks are playing 1 or 2 Batter Skulls. They're like, well, why play 6 for Wormcoil Engine when I can pay 5 for Batter Skull?
Exactly. I mean, Lifelink is Lifelink, and really all you want is for it to come out faster.
The return to hand ability not as used as much as it was back in the Cobblade days, though.
No, Stoneforge Mystic sort of broke Batter Skulls right in half. Now it's just a fair card.
Yeah, Stoneforge Mystic was a real problem there. Batter Skull was not.
Demonic Tutor plus cheat a card into play?
Yeah, we're not printing any more of those.
You're saying it's not in Dark Ascension?
We did not reprint Stoneforge Mystic in Dark Ascension.
So John Schwandt keeps his opener. Seems fairly happy with it, nodding. Adam Boyd with a little grimace keeps 2.
All right. Adam Boyd, a longtime native of Kansas City.
Oh, wow.
Known him, he's been playing around here for a long time. And we have talked back in the day, and now he's here battling in the finals of this tournament. It'd be exciting if he wins, get him in the booth. John Schwandt, I also want him in the booth too, talk about his Blue-White Token. So either way, don't miss the post-game interview afterward.
Definitely, that'll be exciting. I really want to ask the players some questions about their deck.
John Schwandt leads with a Quarter Paladin on turn 2. Now that's a card that not all Blue-White Humans decks have, but John Schwandt certainly does. And it's been bashing it for 3 right here. Going to drop Adam to 17 life.
3 power on turn 2 is pretty good.
Now if he has a follow-up play, that Battle Cry effect will really be put to good use.
Yeah, something like Mirren Crusader. Boom. That'd be 9 damage on turn 4.
Let's see what he's got. Is that a Mirror Crusader? It is. Mirror Crusader down, and Adam needs an Oblivion Ring or something right here.
No mana leak for Adam. Draws a Gitaxian Probe.
That'll just put him down 2 life if he wants to dig for that ring. Yeah, those probes are not good here. And the issue with probe is it's hard to justify. Okay, a Mirror Crusader of Adam's own, that'll help out a little bit. It's hard to justify boarding out Gitaxian probes because they usually, you take up some land slots because you're playing 4 probes.
Exactly. If you board out 4 probe, you would like to board in maybe 1 or 2 land as well, but he won't be able to do that.
Oh, Honor of the Pure.
Wow.
And another Honor of the Pure. Double Honor of the Pure. Wow.
That lets John crash in with both creatures. Mirren Crusader not able to even trade with that other Crusader.
Yep, and it can trade with a Paladin if it wants, but the first strike won't do much against the normally 3/1, but now 5/3 creature.
Very good start for John Schwandt.
Yeah, that double Honor on turn 4. I bet Adam was not calculating that one into a schematic.
No, almost like travel preparations for those of you who play Innistrad Limited right there.
Something like that, sure. So that Mirror Crusader hits for 10 damage.
Wow.
Adam Boyd down to 7, lethal on 1 more attack.
All of a sudden, that Gitaxian Probe not looking so good.
Adam does have a Moorland Haunt if he wants to do some blocking. But all right, so Adam casts the Probe, sees Grand Abolisher and Doomed Traveler.
Wow, so John will be able to drop 2 more creatures next turn. Even if Adam can deal with that Mirren Crusader, he will still be representing lethal damage.
Man, this game is going to be over quickly.
I do see a Midnight Haunting in Adam's hand, so he can buy a bit of time against that Mirren Crusader.
Sure, create some blockers. That's a Phyrexian Metamorph off the top for Adam Boyd.
Boy.
What's better than 1 Mirror Crusader? 2 Mirror Crusaders.
20 points of damage on the board?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. Why not? So Adam casts Midnight Haunting. Going to chump with one of the tokens. Cannot put it in fast that Mirror Crusader. Fast enough.
Goes directly to his blocker step.
And there's Doom Traveler, followed by... Okay, so just playing what Adam knows about. Just goes Abolisher, Traveler.
I'd say that's the smart play. Make more creatures rather than 2 vulnerable ones. That could be O-ringed. And yeah, there's an Inkmoth Nexus to block, but those Honor the Pures make trading almost impossible for Adam Boyd.
Wow, yeah, those Honor the Pures really showcasing themselves. John Schwandt may not be a tokens deck, really. Once again, that's kind of a misnomer. It is really more blue-white humans than anything else. But still, Honor the Pure doing its work. Doesn't have intangible virtue, but doesn't need it. Plenty of virtue in his creatures.
Not at all. And an important thing to know is that Moorland Haunt does make white spirit tokens, so if he ever draws one of those too, Adam's in really rough shape, because he can just turn out 3/3 tokens.
Yep, 3/3 tokens every turn.
With flying.
Sign me up. It's like a better Leaf Drake Roost, right? That was the card from Dissension.
Yep. If you don't know, Leaf Drake Roost, blue, green, 3, enchant land, blue, green, tap, put a 2/2 flyer into play.
Yeah, and this is just that, but without the original cost of the enchantment. And you get a 3/3.
And it takes up a land slot.
Yeah.
Seems pretty good.
Yeah, Moorland Haunt, players have been splashing for that card, just so powerful. It's like, well, I want to play Mana Lake anyway.
Yeah.
I'll splash this.
So what's the best Innistrad rare land then? Is it Moorland Haunt?
I think it's got to be Wolf Run.
Wolf Run.
I mean, I think Moorland Haunt is super powerful on its own, but in the decks that Wolf Run in, it just makes the deck. You know, entire archetype is built around that card.
Right. Without Wolf Run, I don't even know if that ramp deck would exist.
It's just Fireball every turn.
Not bad.
When you put it that way, it seems pretty good.
Yeah, make a 1/1 every turn or Fireball every turn. Which would you rather be doing?
Yeah, exactly.
The face of John Schwandt, a man very confident right now. Knows Adam Boyd has no Day of Judgments in his main deck. So no easy way out for Adam.
Okay, there's Sword of Feast and Famine. So Adam equips Sword of Feast and Famine to the Spirit Token.
Yep, no blocks for John. That flying token, unblockable.
And untaps all of his lands. Forces John to pitch his Metamorph. And there's a Spellskite for Adam Boyd.
And that'll jump in front of that Mirren Crusader, presumably.
And Dismember on Grand Abolisher. That is enough to take that down. That'll drop Adam to paltry 3 life, though.
And it seems as Adam's plan is to chump block with his Nexus and his Spellskite.
Yeah. Well, Spellskite can block the Doom Traveler, I guess, and stay alive.
Sure.
Which is reasonable. So I guess Spellskite goes in front of a Doom Traveler. Nexus jumps in front of Mirren Crusader. I'm trying to get something started here, but I can't feel like it's a little too late.
Yeah, I mean, he has no big spell to even draw to. He's just sort of buying time to draw into spells that won't affect the board here.
Magic players in the first draft.
His usual trump hero of Bladehold needs an attack phase to make work, make itself work.
Board to my far right. If you will please find your pod assignment.
Could that be an Angelic Destiny that John Schwandt drew?
If it is, that's going to be a big problem for Adam Boyd.
Might be why he's thinking so long in his first main phase here.
Well, he has to kill Spellskite first. Once again, you don't want to cast it with that Spellskite in play.
Right.
But it's still going to make sure that
if you have any questions about this procedure, the judges will be happy to assist.
If the game does go long for some reason, he has some options. Although I guess it's going to get stripped away by that Spellskite. Interesting. So if he plays the Angelic Destiny and Adam redirects there, he would have taken 2 damage.
Right.
But I mean, I don't think he can afford to do that.
No, I don't think so either.
Putting Adam to 1. As long as you have 1 life to a point, you're still in the game. Doesn't want to accidentally lose.
Exactly. The difference between 1 life and 3 life here is irrelevant because of those 2 Honor of the Pures.
Right.
So,
and yeah, it was Angelic Destiny.
Yeah.
He was thinking about it.
Wisely chose not to use it.
Wisely chose not to have that happen. So
Adam makes...
Oh, tricky. With Sword of Feast and Famine, he gets to make a token with Moorland Haunt and then untap the land.
Very nice. So Adam not out of it yet, putting up a fight here.
Certainly. Yeah, John Schwandt got some action. Or John Schwandt, a little light on action, rather. Adam Boyd has some action.
And Adam Boyd with a Mana Leak, so any creature John draws, as long as it costs 2 or more, will get leaked on the way down.
Yep. He needs to draw some more Doom Travelers.
Yeah,
that's the card.
That would be the perfect draw right now.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be saying that. Doom Traveler, yeah, it's the card we want the most in this situation.
Exactly.
But that's what Drew said. He said just the best card in the deck, one of the cards you pretty much always want to find.
Good draws for John Schwandt right now would be Moorland Haunt, Doom Traveler, Champion of the Parish. Those are the draws he really wants from his deck right now.
Jarvis Yu points out that Adam Boyd has been crushing Magic Online daily events with Mono Black Infect. So he's chosen to switch it up a little bit and go for Blue Eye Blade here. He's like, I won a bunch with Infect. This deck sucks.
Interesting.
Maybe switch.
Yeah, maybe he found that everyone adapted.
It's very possible. So Adam switches over the Sword of Feast and Famine to a Spirit token, making attacking a little less of a fun proposition. If you're John Schwandt, now you can really only get in with the Mirror Crusader. No, he still opts to attack with both. So we can trade up the Doom Traveler for a Spirit token if he wants, but that's not what's going to happen. Yep. So Spirit gets eaten by Mirror Crusader, Spellskite blocks Doomed Traveler, and ships back to Adam Boyd.
A land isn't too bad for John Schwandt right now, because now he can draw any 2-drop, any 1-drop, or Moorland Haunt, and those are good draws for him.
Yeah, Moorland Haunt is really the card John Schwandt wants to see. It's,
right.
He really wants to top deck a land, surprisingly. It's just that particular land will allow him to create a bunch of 1/1 Flying Spirits, which are 3/3 Flying Spirits, thanks to his 2 Honor of the Pures.
Any of which, if they get through, mean Adam Boyd is a dead man. Yeah, Adam Boyd really leveraging the Sword of Feast and Famine, a card that we weren't sure would be good in this matchup. Really keeping him in the game here.
Yeah, I still don't think it's that impressive overall, but like I was saying earlier, if the game goes long, it's certainly a card that you can gain some advantage with. Let's do untap your lands, reuse Moorland Haunt here, and strip away anything John wants to hold, like that Angelic Destiny.
Definitely. I think Adam is out of creatures in his graveyard.
All right, Honor the Pure for John Schwandt. All right, so now that Spellskite can no longer just chump that Doom Traveler.
And that is big for John.
So Spellskite, I think, is going to meet his untimely demise.
Adam searching for options, can't mana leak it.
All right, yep, just blocks. He understands what his play has to be. So he's out of creatures. He'll make a token with his Moorland Haunt.
Right now, only a Spirit stands between him and death. He draws, is that another sword?
I think he's got Mana Leak Sword Island in his hand. I don't think that's going to be enough.
Nope.
I think John Schwandt's army, yeah, there it goes. Adam Boyd loses the first game.
Yeah, looks like he was maybe pulling back in, but he ran out of creatures to fuel his Moorland Haunt.
Yeah, and John found a couple things he needed. Got that Moorland Haunt, or got that Honor of the Pure to smash past Spellskite, the Moorland Haunt token.
Definitely did.
And so it goes. Well, here we are. It's heading into Game 2 of the finals, which means only one thing. It's time to give away some premium.
Ooh, my favorite part.
And not 3 months like in the quarters, not 6 months like in the semis, although you will have a chance at those again later today in Legacy. We have a year to give away right now, a whole year of StarCityGames.com premium. So until next November really, you'll be able to read great articles by Star City's best. Here's the deal. I'm going to ask a question, and you're going to reply on Twitter using the hashtag SCG Premium. It's very important you have the hashtag in there. We'll choose one person out of everyone who submits a correct answer, and that person will win free Star City Games Premium. Chosen at random, of course.
Not the first responder. You don't have to do it too fast, but get it in here within, I would say, about 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, just anytime before the match ends. Sooner, of course, is better.
Right.
Hopefully you can find the answer to this. So here's the deal. Adam Boyd is down a game. However, we saw him take a quarterfinal matchup down a game, too. Who did he play against in the quarterfinals? It was a matchup he thought was unfavorable. We were talking about it a little bit earlier. You can find this all out on the StarCityGames.com coverage page if you want. So, of course, a little hint, you can go over there, read all the great coverage by Glenn Jones, see some great deck techs.
Definitely.
We saw a really cool Grimgrin deck yesterday.
That deck was awesome.
Blue-red Counterburn deck.
Yep.
All kinds of cool decks coming down the pipeline. Of course, you have all the text coverage and our beautiful faces on the page.
Probably the best reason to tune in, I would say. Maybe second best.
I mean, the coverage is pretty good.
All right, second best.
Yeah,
we'll give you that.
But yeah, so ask us the question, or answer the question right now on Star City Games Premium. Who did Adam Boyd win against in the quarterfinals of Star City Games Kansas City? He was down a game then. He's down a game now. Can he pull off a repeat? We're going to find out. Let's check out these guys' sideboards.
All right, so Blue-White Blade. Adam Boyd's sideboard is looking like 4 Ratchet Bomb, 2 Sun Titan, 1 Oblivion Ring, 2 Celestial Purge, 4 Flash Freeze, and 2 Revoke Existence.
I would imagine those Ratchet Bombs are coming in here, right?
I think they have
Yeah,
to.
I mean, it deals with, once again, just like against Tempered Steel, deals with the enchantment,
Yep.
deals with Honor of the Pure, and of course helps fight cards like Mirror Crusader.
Any problematic card, no matter what it is,
Yeah.
they'll be able to kill. So 4 Ratchet Bomb definitely coming in. What about this Oblivion Ring?
I think we'll see the Oblivion Ring too. I think that's a solid card to bring in. I think Provoke Existence is probably a little too narrow.
It is. It deals with Oblivion Ring, it deals with Angelic Destiny, and it also deals with the Honor of the Pure, but Angelic Destiny has probably done its work by then. I'm not so sure we'll see that one.
And it's just a little too narrow. So I think he's going to bring those in, but how about what he's going to take out? This is kind of tricky, because I want to take out Jataxian Probe. I really
Definitely.
do. The problem is if you cut 4 probes, I'd imagine that his deck is built being able to cheat on lands a little bit. Usually the rule is about 2 cantrips for 1 land, so
Right.
if he takes out those probes, he's suddenly 2 lands short. Of course, if he feels like it's a bad matchup, you might want to cheat a little bit on lands anyway. So
And also another thing to note is that if he takes out a little more of the high end and the Gataxian Probes, that allows him to sort of shave as well, because he won't necessarily be missing those lands as much.
right, so if he cuts, say, a Sword of Feast and Famines, which I think is one of the weaker cards in the matchup,
Definitely.
it might be a little better. So I can see him cutting some probes, maybe some Sword of Feast and Famines. Spellskite is pretty hit or miss, but the fact that it's a good blocker, deals with Angelic Destiny, I think you want to keep it in here.
Yeah, Angelic Destiny is a real problem card. Only Dismember and Mana Leak really interact with it. So I would see him cutting some number of Sword of Feast and Famine, some number of probes, maybe Mana Leak on the draw. Certainly not on the
Yeah,
play. Maybe on the draw.
I think on the draw, you probably cut all your Mana Leaks. On the play, I wouldn't be surprised if you shaved 1 or 2, kind of like what we
Definitely.
saw last match. You want some to have some play, but you don't want to have your hand draw, flooded. If you draw 2 Mana Leaks early on, it can be a big issue.
Definitely, especially against a fast start like John Schwandt is likely to do here.
And how about John Schwandt? Let's take a look at what his sideboard offers for this matchup.
John Schwandt, 3 Silver Chase Fox, 3 Negate, 2 Surgical Extraction, a 3rd Geist, 3 Revoke Existence, and 3 Timely Reinforcements. So what do you expect to see from John Schwandt?
Well, there's actually not a lot in John Schwann's sideboard for this matchup. Maybe the Geist could
Yep.
come in. It can get blocked on the ground, but if Adam has a little slower start, it's going to be really effective.
Right, and at the very worst, it'll trade with a creature.
Right. On the draw, Timely Reinforcements might be okay, but on the play, you don't really want it. So maybe he'll bring in a couple Timelies for this game.
Right, I don't expect to see those. Adam Boyd has no 1-drops in his deck, so it's unlikely he'll lose the first life, and Dismember makes it even more unlikely.
Yeah.
So I don't expect to see too many Timelies, although
I think it's more about generating the tokens than anything
Yeah,
else. And
that's
later
true.
in the game, it does this, when you're trying for the extra reach, you can just plop out some Timely Reinforcements tokens, which are maybe, 2/2s because of an Honor of the Pure or something.
Very
But
true.
I agree. I think they probably has better cards in his main deck. There's not a lot I really want to be taking out here. Like,
No.
I'm just looking at his deck. I mean, one Phyrexian Metamorph continues to kind of be kind of strange, but maybe you won't even want that in. I don't know.
yeah, his deck's a tight little package, not much to take out. I could see maybe the Silver Chase Foxes, he has 2 Oblivion Rings, but 3 after board, but even so, probably not. Is it better than Grand Abolisher, do you think? With Adam Boyd maybe shaving some Mana Leaks?
Yeah, I think Grand Abolisher more than anything is just a 2-drop he can play, which is certainly a big deal.
Right.
Silver Chase Fox, I don't think it's going to be better than Grand Abolisher here.
No, I could see him making the switch if he's particularly worried about the Oblivion Rings, but probably just going to stick with the Abolisher.
Although I guess it's not completely unreasonable to put in a couple Silver Chase Foxes. It does deal with Oblivion Ring, that is true.
Right, at instant speed, which is really nice because you can go end of turn, sack my Fox, kill your ring.
And
all of a
untap
sudden,
attack.
Right, have a Hero of Bladeholder or Mirren Crusader.
All right, well, here we are. Alonze, off to the races. Looks like...
Both players lead with Seachrome Coast, John Schwandt having a Doom Traveler on turn 1. And Ratchet Bomb, there it is.
All right, so there's the bomb. That's going to tick up and deal with some of John Swan's board presence. Searching for one with that Doomed Traveler.
Luckily, the Traveler makes it so that he can play more 1-drops with impunity because he will get a 1/1 out of the Traveler, 1/1 flyer.
And there's Champion of the Parish, which is kind of what you were talking about.
Yep.
Now, if Adam wants, he can crack that Ratchet Bomb and deal with the Champion and the Doom Traveler, but I'm not really sure that's what the trade he wants to make right here.
Yeah, I would expect Adam to save this, especially facing down only 2 power right now.
There's a Grand Abolisher drawn by John Schwandt.
And that is a Moorland Haunt. That'll be very good going long for John.
Yeah, we saw Adam Boyd really leverage the Moorland Haunt last game, although he didn't end up winning. It was the thing that kept him in the game. And if John has his own to combat that this game, it could be rough for Adam if the game goes long.
Definitely. So John Schwandt deciding on Grand Abolisher, a 2-drop to protect from that Ratchet Bomb, so we won't get blown out by that. Adam Boyd, thinking of responses to this Grand Abolisher, he has to do them now while it's still on the stack if he wants to. I see a Midnight Haunting and a Dismember. So he has a decision to make.
Yep, forcing Adam to react into the main phase.
Yep.
Or in a before he goes to combat in John's main phase.
Definitely a heads-up play by John, because Midnight Haunting would be an utter beating right there.
Yeah, for sure. Trade across.
Yep.
With those two guys. Yep. So Adam goes for the Midnight Haunting anyway. John making sure he doesn't attack you. The Grand Abolisher comes into play. Champion of the Parish does get a +1/+1 counter.
And John not putting a +1/+1 counter on.
I would recommend putting a +1/+1 counter on Champion of the Parish.
All right.
That is my professional opinion.
He does decide to.
All right.
And he sends with both creatures. Interesting with attacking with the Doom Traveler there.
All right. So Adam's going to trade up the 2 Spirit Tokens for Champion, which I think is completely reasonable.
Definitely.
And take 1 from the Doom Traveler.
Definitely a fine trade for both players. For John, because it protects him from the Ratchet Bomb a little more. For Adam, because all he wants to do is stem the bleeding right now. And I did see a Revoke Existence peeking out of Adam's hand, so he did decide to go with that one.
I think I see 2 Oblivion Rings in Adam's hand, too.
Wow.
He's got a lot of control elements here. The question is how he wants to use his Ratchet Bomb and what he wants to Oblivion Ring.
Definitely.
Stuff the Oblivion Rings can't be Moorland haunted, so you kind of want to use those in a particular fashion.
I see Adam saving the Oblivion Rings for the higher end, like the Mirran Crusaders and the Heroes of Bladehold, trying to deal with the smaller creatures by trading and Ratchet Bombs more than anything.
Agreed. So he pumps up the Ratchet Bomb to 2.
During his main phase.
Because he has to with Grand Abolisher.
Oh, that's right, too.
It's really interesting, actually.
Activated abilities and spells.
Yep, so it shuts off artifacts. The only thing it doesn't shut off is land, so you can Moorland Haunt on your opponent's turn, which is important to know. Or Ghost Quarter, or what have you.
Everyone's favorite Fireball. The Wolf Run.
Yes, you can even Wolf Run to block.
And Adam...
That one always feels weird to me, the Wolf Run to block.
Yeah.
Alright, attack. Adam Boyd chips the turn.
John draws, I believe, another Champion of the Parish.
I think he's got 2 champions in his hand.
Champions.
That Ratchet Bomb by Adam really saving a ton of life. Otherwise, John could have won like champion. And Adam Boyd would have been the one perishing.
So John with a champion.
And then it looks like Mirran Crusader.
Yep.
Alright, Crusader comes down. We'll give the champion a +1/+1 counter.
John Schwandt with a lot of power on the board. Adam really under the gun here.
Yep. And now Adam can crack that Ratchet Bomb on 2, but he's probably going to save it to go up to 3 to deal with that Mirran Crusader.
Yeah, the Crusader way scarier.
Or just maybe Oblivion Ring the Crusader here. I think that's probably pretty reasonable too.
Yeah, preserve your life total. But either way, John Schwandt will have Moorland Haunt with at least 2 creatures to go with it very soon.
Alright. And cracks that Ratchet Bomb on 2. Deals with the Grand Abolisher, make sure he can do stuff on John Schwandt's turn.
Yep. And casts Oblivion Ring on the Crusader, as we thought. Taking care of John's scariest threat. Ooh, a Hero of Bladehold drawn for John Schwandt. That could be huge.
Yeah, that hero is a big deal.
Boom.
He just plays at main phase, pumps up the Champion of the Parish.
Yep.
And that'll mean he gets in for 4 points of damage.
Bring Adam Boyd to 11, perhaps representing lethal on the next turn. If Adam Boyd doesn't come up with something, though,
Yeah.
I imagine he'll Oblivion Ring that hero.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he even has a choice in the matter. All right. Oh, Dismember on Champion.
Okay.
Okay. So Dismember the Champion here.
Drop him to 11 and then 10 from the Doom Traveler.
Then untap Oblivion Ring the hero. That doesn't put him in too bad shape. Means he'll be going to 9 on the next attack. John does have both those Moorland Haunts to start generating some late game advantage. But
he does. And I see a Sun Titan peeking out for Adam, so if he can land that a reasonably high life total.
Man, what John wouldn't do for a Silver Chase Fox right now. Alright, plays a tapped land. Tapped the Seachrome Coast.
Yep. And he will be getting in for 1.
He chooses to not attack.
No attacks.
With Doom Traveler.
Interesting.
Interesting. Why would you not attack there?
I'm not sure. Might just be he's a little nervous right now.
In
the finals of this Star City Open.
Is there some kind of instant speed thing Adam could do to mess up with Doom Traveler? Am I missing something obvious?
Not for 2, I don't think.
I don't know. I mean, even if the Midnight Hauntings and blocks, that's probably okay. I think you just missed the point of damage.
Yeah, I think so too. We'll see if that ends up mattering for him.
All right. But John making tokens with Moorland Haunt gets in for one with that Spirit token. We'll be able to make another on Adam Boyd's next end step.
Yeah, 2, I believe.
There's Sun Titan.
Sun Titan. Bring back
Turning Ratchet Bomb. That's a good way to fight Moorland Haunt. Adam Chumpbox with Doom and Traveler, but now with all those Spirit tokens, it's a good time for that Ratchet Bomb to crack away.
Oh, yeah.
John makes another Spirit.
Pretty much forcing Adam's hand in the Ratchet Bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Making 2.
I see. I wouldn't make a second Spirit here because your clock is the same.
Definitely.
And he's just going to Ratchet Bomb you either way, so you're just losing a creature out of your graveyard.
Yeah, John Schwandt not playing very carefully around that Ratchet Bomb. We'll see if he can draw a creature to get himself back into this game.
That was a something. I think it was a Plains.
Instantly jumps onto the
He
battlefield.
has lands in his hand. Look at that, 9 lands drawn by John Schwandt.
Wow.
He attacks, Ratchet Bomb, could not be cracked fast enough. Gets rid of all John Schwann's tokens.
Yep, and Adam at a relatively safe 9 life.
Yeah.
Looking to take complete control of this game.
And once again, those Ratchet Bombs, so good for Adam here, just annihilating John Schwandt all game. It would have, with the champion of the Parish Draw, he would have really crushed Adam.
Yep.
And now, later in the game, shuts off his Moorland Haunts. With Sun Titan, he gets it back every single turn.
Yeah, that's going to be very rough for John Schwandt. He'll make a Moorland Haunt token, but like you said, that Ratchet Bomb going to take care of that, and he will die on the counter swing unless he can find a creature here.
Yeah, draws Honor of the Pure, and there we are, off to game 3.
All right, so Adam forcing a game 3. John Schwandt will be on the play. That'll be very good for him.
Yeah, that's certainly a big deal in this matchup. Being able to get out faster, especially when your opponent is packing a Ratchet Bomb too, is huge.
Right, Ratchet Bomb, that's a virtual time walk right there. The extra card unlikely to come into play for Adam Boyd.
So, going to game 3, of course, if you missed some of the earlier coverage, don't go away after game 3. We're going to have an interview with the winner of the match, so either Adam Boyd or John Schwandt will head in here to the booth and talk to you about any questions you guys have. Start thinking of what you might want to ask. Be willing to tweet us any questions you guys have. Then we're going to do an encore of the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. So you'll get to see all 3 of those again. And of course, after that, start right with Legacy. Get to see this format that seems to be evolving from week to week, despite its card pool. I mean, you'd think it'd be solved. Maybe some players, if you just ask like some guy on the street, there's this game, and there's 1,000 cards or thousands of cards, 10,000, 20,000 cards, whatever, and there's this format that we can play any of it, and it's been around for years.
Right.
They'd be like, oh, well, I'm sure it's been solved by now. But no, I mean, there's so many different things you can do, and decks seem to be better and better every week, or weirder decks week to week, and you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, it really seems like Legacy's in such a state of flux. Like, if Dredge does really well one week, people pack their graveyard hit the next week, and all of a sudden, Storm Combo can be really strong because they take out their Storm Combo hate, put in their Dredge hate. There's really only room for so much in your sideboard, and I think that is one of the major driving forces of Legacy. The fact that people's sideboards change more than their main deck even.
Yeah, exactly. What you can fight against, all the combo decks you can fight against, and
right.
Even some of the control decks you can fight against too. It really drastically changes what is available. And, between the metagame evolutions and new cards coming out that create new archetypes and people just creating new archetypes, I always think it's fun when someone makes a brand new archetype out of cards that have just been around for a while.
That no one has found for years and years and years, and finally someone just pulls it out, finds a 3-card combo that, hey, maybe it's good.
Like when we saw Nicholas Rausch win the Cersei Games Open with a Dredge deck with like Phantasmagor, Manaless Dredge,
right.
Phantasmagorians, and Gigapedes. Like those cards have been around forever. No one had just done that kind of thing before.
And that is a cool deck, Manaless Dredge. If you haven't seen that one, it plays 0 mana sources. It plays some Chancellors. Chancellor of the Forge, very key in that deck. Chancellor of the white one, not sure which one that one is, but basically makes the next opponent's spell cost 1 more if you draw it in your opener. Very cool deck. Do you think we'll see that one at all today? Or?
Maybe. I mean, certainly not unreasonable. It's not a very popular deck, though. I mean, it kind of had its one tournament with Nick Rausch, and then after that it kind of fell off the map. I think traditional Dredge are probably more likely to see. But regardless, the one thing I like about Legacy is every round we'll just be seeing different decks, which is really cool. So
no Wolf Run Ramp versus Solar Flare in that format.
I hope not.
Maybe round 1.
Maybe round 1. We will be covering round 1. Once again, we're heading into round 3.
That's true, too.
I remember round 1, you sometimes get some strange matches. So we got, the goat deck?
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
Couple Cersei Opens ago. with Springjack Shepherd.
Yep, Springjack Pasture.
It's pretty, and the Shepherd too with Chroma,
Yep.
all that good stuff. So
Don't see much Chroma in Legacy usually.
no,
That one broke the mold, I think.
not very often.
So players drawing their openers.
All right,
Game 3.
here we are. This is it, Game 3. It's all on the line. Winner take the tournament.
Last game of the finals.
And after this last game, that'll be it. Go into Legacy. John Schwandt with the mulligan.
Not what he wanted to see at all for Game 3. But his blue-white human deck can really... It doesn't matter how many cards he has, because if he draws his curve correctly, not going to be much Adam Boyd can do to stop him.
Looks like Adam Boyd is keeping, or is he still in the tank?
I'm not sure.
He might still be in the tank. I think he's keeping.
Looks like the face of a man who's just kept his hand.
But kept reluctantly.
Right.
Does not look ecstatic. He's got his game face on, but
Just deep in concentration, staring at the table, willing John Schwandt to go to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 maybe.
yeah.
If there's ever a time for it for Adam Boyd, now is the time.
Yeah, he wants this. Once again, the Kansas City native battling with his blue-white blade deck. Been playing Mono Black Infect on Magic Online all week and was like, I don't want to play this deck
Right.
anymore.
I guess the Audible served him well.
I am tired of playing Whispering Specters.
Right, I don't blame him.
Yeah, that card did not seem very impressive yesterday.
No, every time it came out, it seemed as though it just either died to something cheap or dealt 1 poison, then chump blocked.
Yeah, I think it was Chris Van Meter who said all he's ever seen the Mono Black Infect deck do is play 3 drops and die.
Yep.
So, not that.
Not too
Thrilling,
impressive,
yeah.
yeah. John Schwandt drawing his 6 now.
All right, let's see if John finds something better here. Shaking his head, like, can I really keep this? Is this what it's come down to? Is that a reluctant I'm gonna keep?
Yeah, I think that's the shoulder shrug keep.
Let's filter streak of mana, hope I draw a land, or
Yep.
mana flooded. All right, Alonze, here we go.
Yeah, that is a 1-lander for John Schwandt. Let's see if he can rip a
I would
plains.
have mulliganed the 5 there.
I
I think John might be a little tilted.
And there's a plains.
Oh, John.
Slams it into play. Let's see what his turn 2 is.
Champion of the Parish.
Into Doom Traveler, I believe.
Interesting. So he chose to not play either on turn 1, realizing that he needed to be able to do it on turn 2. That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I believe his turn 1 was Glacial Fortress. So
Oh,
he
yes.
couldn't play that.
Okay, that does make a little more sense.
Yeah.
Still don't like that keep, but John Schwandt rewarded.
Oh.
Although there is the Ratchet Bomb to completely stymie Adam Boyd's plan, and another land off the top.
John, exactly what John Schwandt needed here.
He doesn't have Mirror Crusader, does he? I think I see Hero, a Blade Hold, and Honor of the Pure.
Yeah, not sure what that middle card is.
I think if it was Hero, it'd be in play
I
already.
think that might be another Doom Traveler, actually.
Well, I think if he has a Doom Traveler, you just play it. Oh, Grand Abolisher.
Okay.
Picks up the Ratchet Bomb. Make sure to do it in response. Doesn't
Right.
want to accidentally miss that.
That would be awkward.
Champion of the Parish pumps up, and in we go.
And another land in a row for John Schwandt would really be great for him. He could drop that Hero of Blade Hold and just put tons of pressure on Adam Boyd.
Oh, if he draws the 3rd land in a row, that's going to be such a coup.
So Adam Boyd with Inkmoth Nexus. And anything he wants to do, he has to do right now because of that Grand Abolisher, which includes blowing up Ratchet Bomb, giving John Schwandt a non-summoning sick 1/1 flyer.
That's certainly true. Also worth noting that Inkmoth Nexus can be activated. That's the one thing he can do on his opponent's turn.
Yep.
Although I would not recommend Chump blocking here. Yep, and Adam Boyd chooses to do just that, following it up with a Mirror Crusader to deal with the Grand Abolisher. Okay, so John draws another Grand Abolisher, but he can play Honor of the Pure to serve into that Mirror Crusader if he so chooses.
Definitely seems like the better play here.
I think I'd do that rather than play a second Grand Abolisher.
Lets you get that clock going on that 2/2 Flying Spirit as well.
Yeah, I
Take
think
chunks out of his life total.
That's especially one of the big things for me here. Oh, he's fingering the Grand Abolisher.
He's thinking about it. Not sure which spell he wants to play.
I'm pretty sure that's Honor. I could just be wrong about the Honor, but I think that's the Honor in the back of his hand. It's got the right color scheme with the glowing on the sides.
Definitely, it definitely is an Honor of the Pure.
Untaps his 2 lands.
Alt U on Moto.
All right, just attacks with his 1 spirit.
Wow.
Gonna go for another Grand Abolisher.
Maybe he hopes to lure Adam Boyd into an attack with his
Right.
Mirror Crusader.
Attack with Mirror Crusader, then play here, Honor the Pier, and serve back, sure.
Yep.
Although the thing is, with that hero in his hand, John is going to play it as soon as he draws any other land that
Right.
isn't a Seachrome Coast. So I think you want to unload your Honor here. I don't know. It's just so you can get as much damage as possible. Maybe that's wrong, but I just don't think Granite Abolisher does that much. Although Adam does attack with that Mirror Crusader.
So maybe John has set a little trap for
Or he's got
Adam
a follow-up
here.
Crusader.
Oh, that would be
Blade Splicer.
Now,
Okay.
that is not good for John Schwandt. That means even 3/3 Abolishers will not be able to attack in.
Yeah, those 3/3 Abolishers are abolished from attacking. That's
a Doom Traveler.
Doom Traveler.
Not what John was looking
now
for.
he's going to go Doom Traveler, Honor of the Pure.
Definitely not a bad spot for John because he can block that Mirror Crusader with an Abolisher, and that's a trade he'll be very happy to make.
Agreed.
Trading one of his 2 Abolishers for a Mirror Crusader.
Once again, if he draws a 4th land, that hero's going to be huge. Although he has gotten pretty lucky with the land draws already.
Yep.
But of course, every draw is its own independent draw, so you know, could find one here.
Are you saying Chance has no memory, Gavin?
Chance has no memory.
So Honor of the Pure comes down
There
for
we
John.
go. Honor of the Pure, followed up with a Doomed Traveler. Well, I guess attack first. Nug Adam down to 13 life with that Spirit token.
Yep.
And then add another Doomed Traveler to the fray.
There he goes.
So the board state is Honor of the Pure, 2 Grand Abolisher, Spirit token, Doomed Traveler versus Tim Ayton, 3/3 Golem token, Blade Splicer, and Mirror Crusader.
It's an appropriate creature type for Tim.
Golem.
Yep.
Sure.
So Adam trying to build up to that Sun Titan in his hand, returning Ratchet Bomb. If he gets to that endgame, John Schwandt's going to be pretty hard-pressed to come back.
Yeah, and Adams is just 1 land away from being able to play Sun Titan.
Yeah, I don't think he has it in his hand, but he does play quite a few lands in his deck, so we'll see if he can't draw it.
And boarding out those probes,
Yep.
which I can only presume he did to some degree, makes it a little harder for him to hit his lands.
Now, he does have a sort of Feast and Famine in his hand.
And if I were Adam, I would equip that and attack, probably. Equip that to something and attack. I'm not sure what I would equip it to. Maybe the Mirror Crusader. I mean, because then he's forced to block the Crusader. I guess I don't know what Adam's other options are. I think I see a Haunting.
Yep, definitely a Midnight Haunting in there. And that'll allow Adam to trade with that Spirit token with his 2 spirits, giving him no flyers, or giving John Schwandt no flyers, rather.
Let's see what he's got.
Deep in the tank for this one. Not that I blame him. Last game of the finals.
Yeah.
Wants to make sure he gets it right.
Yeah, I mean, this play could hinge the entire game.
Yeah.
So he wants to make sure he doesn't watch this video and be like, man, this was the turn where I messed up.
Yep. There's all the onlookers you see behind him.
Waiting for a Legacy to start pretty much after this finishes.
Yeah.
About 20 minutes away from the start of the first round of Legacy.
So who do you think's favored from this board state here?
I think Adam is favored. I don't think John has a quick enough clock, and I think that Sun Titan coming down from Adam Boy to bring back Ratchet Bomb will seal the deal. But if Adam doesn't find a land for a couple turns, maybe John draws a land and plays out that hero. I think he's got it.
That's going to be John's route to victory right here. Adam stumbling for it's only going to take a few turns if John can draw a land right now.
An
untapped land.
Yeah, if it's basically whoever draws a land, right? If Adam draws a land and can play a Sun Titan,
Yep.
I think he's going to win. If John draws his land and plays Hero of Bladehold, I think he's probably going to win. If they both draw lands, I favor Adam still.
Right.
All right, so Adam attacks with the Golem token and Mirror Crusader. Chump blocks with the Doom Traveler from John Schwandt.
And here comes a Hero of Bladehold.
All right, so Adam's got his own hero.
Wow.
John needs a land here to play his hero.
If John draws an O-ring here, he's in very good shape.
Draws
too.
a second hero.
Ooh.
That is not what he wanted. Conserving for 4 with those 2 Spirit tokens, which will chop Adam down to 9 life. But Adam is threatening a ton of damage next turn. I mean, look at that board. Hero,
Yeah.
Blade Splicer, Golem, and Mirror Crusader.
That's 7 damage from the hero alone, 9 from Blade Splicer, plus another 4, and then the Mirror Crusader. That's more than lethal that Adam is representing.
Yeah, I didn't see that hero in Adam's hand, and I think that might be enough to seal it up.
Yep.
Could we have Blue-Eye Blade be our champion? We're going to find out.
We will see the man who defeated Ari Lax and Logan Peterson.
Indeed.
John Schwandt, nothing to do with his mana, just contemplating whether or not he can afford to attack here. And either way, he's in rough shape.
Yeah, I mean, John Schwandt, I'm trying to figure out how he can get out of the situation, and I don't think he can. His best case scenario would be to do a bunch of blocking this turn, untap Oblivion Ring, I guess.
Right. part of his plan is going to need to be to draw Oblivion Ring.
All right, as he finally decides attack for 4 with the spirit tokens.
Decides that being aggressive is the way that he's going to win this game. Oh, and there's a land for Sun Titan. That will knock out those 2 spirit tokens.
Oh yeah, that's it. I can't imagine John Schwandt coming back now. Sun Titan, rebuy Ratchet Bomb, attack first. John will make some blocks, assuming that the spirits will live. Adam will play Sun Titan, get back Ratchet Bomb, and that'll be all she wrote.
Right. John will be left with no creatures on the battlefield.
I think we're going to see Adam Boyd crowned champion. Blue-white blade. Sword of Feast and Famine. Exactly what we didn't want to see. The blue-white Sword of Feast and Famine deck back in the spotlight.
Sword of Feast and Famine, not the cornerstone of the deck at least.
No,
this
it's
time.
true. There's no mystics. All right, so Adam serves with everybody. I think wisely so.
Yep. Now John will enter his blocker step. He'll have to throw away 1 or both of his creatures here.
If only John had a what's that card called? -4/-0 to all creatures.
Hysterical blindness.
Hysterical blindness. If John had hysterical blindness right now, I'm pretty sure he would win the game.
That'd be absolutely hysterical.
It would, in fact, be hysterical. But he does not have hysterical blindness in his 75, fortunately or unfortunately.
Yep. And now John counts up the damage, realizes that he has to block with that other Abolisher also. That'll jump in front of Tim Ayton.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. John's doing the math right now, trying to figure out where he can block to stay alive.
Yeah, I believe that's exactly lethal if I've done my math right.
And even if John's able to survive, what he doesn't know about all this math is it's really futile because down comes
the
Sun
Ratchet
Titan.
Bomb returning. Yeah, Sun Titan returning the Ratchet Bomb,
and
adding a 6/6 Vigilance Body to the board and wiping the 2 Spirit tokens.
Yeah, so that would be pretty much insanity. All right, John decides to block Tim Ayton, who masquerades as the Golem right now.
Yep. Just throws itself away.
And
as they count up the damage, Adam cannot wait to slam this Sun Titan.
John's like, well, maybe if things go perfect. Like, I don't know what I can do to win, but I'll keep playing.
Right, but it'll involve drawing the Oblivion Ring. We'll see.
I mean, I don't think there's any card John can draw and win this game.
No,
but I think
not.
maybe he's still playing along. Like, well, at least I have 2 Spirit tokens. I mean, that makes me feel kind of good inside.
Yep.
But then, bam, the Sun Titan's going to come down, wipe the board. And I mean, it's probably not even correct to crack the Ratchet Bomb, to be honest, because of the Golem token. Or I guess the Golem token's going. No, the Golem token's staying alive because of this. All of Adam's Spirit tokens, all of Adam's Soldier and Golems and so forth. But
right.
Yeah, the Ratchet Bomb off the Sun Titan still be more than enough to make sure he doesn't lose. Not that I don't think he could anyway.
No, it would involve some sort of Dark Ritual Wrath from John Schwandt here, which is obviously not forthcoming.
Yeah, I mean, Hysterical Blindness was about the most
right,
the most likely situation for winning this game.
Definitely. And now Adam thinking, maybe trying to think if there's any way he can lose. And
I guess he just passed. He's just trying to remember if there's maybe he's just trying to remember if there's Day in John Swan's deck or something like that.
Midnight Haunting, just as good as Sun Titan here. Either way, more than enough.
John Swan.
Yeah,
That's it. Congratulations to Adam Boyd, our Star City Games Kansas City Standard Open champion.
Good job, Adam Boyd, taking it down in 3 tight games.
3 close games, just like in the quarterfinals. Lost his first round.
Yeah.
And came back to win 2-1 with his blue-white blade back.
Right, 2 bad matchups defeated.
Yeah, 2 bad matchups. Adam with some tight play and playing mono black infect on Magic Online all week. And here he is playing blue-white blade.